It's a bit later than I had hoped it would be, but I finally have the free time, and I'm not completely burned out yet. Well, it's been a long day though. And so I figured I'd finally take the time to do it. I said I'd do an expand on my answer to Metal Warrior 917's question. What got you into the manga series All Parts Hunter, aka 6668? Okay, well, like I said, it was when I had pretty much become disillusioned with Naruto. I really tried to stick around. I kept hoping that maybe something was going to change the path it was on. It didn't, and that became especially painfully impossible for me to ignore when I got to Naruto, not Naruto, sorry, Sasuke versus Itachi and the aftermath of that, and the fact that the guy who was supposedly Madara, who I initially thought was going to turn out to be Obito just from the part of his face that was briefly revealed. You know, he pretty much says, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm pretty much the reason you're in so much pain now." So on and so forth. I helped your brother murder your family. You know, and what's he do? No, he doesn't decide that this guy needs to pay in any capacity. No, the everybody in the village has to pay, and it's not just the people who ordered it. Everybody in the village had to pay. And right there, I was just like, pretty much, nah. The fact that he had gone that psychotic and yet he was still trying to be played off as a sympathetic character, nah. So, I more or less dropped that and decided that I was going to look for something else. And I was browsing, believe it or not, one manga back when they had back when they actually still had manga on there, and I came across a series called All Parts Hunter on there, and I recognized the name that was attached to it, Kishimoto Seishi, and did a little research and found out, oh hey, that's his brother, and some people saying it was similar to Naruto. And there had been some stuff I liked about Naruto, so I figured if this was similar, I'd read it, and hopefully it wouldn't turn into complete and total anus tripping. So I gave it a shot, and I loved the crap out of it. I really did. I fell in love with the characters real quick as they appeared. They were all very interesting. They were very unique. They had distinct unique personalities, and I don't just mean the cookie cutter stuff either. A lot of stuff actually just relies on formula characters. You know, this guy, he'll always be this, and then these will be his assigned flaws just because. It's like, no. You know, so it's not the cookie cutter stuff either. These are actual fleshed out characters. And that really stood out to me because sadly, a lot of times there aren't too many series like that. Certainly not from the get-go, anyway. So I kept reading, and more characters showed up, and they were all still unique, and the story was very solid, and held my interest, and all these characters, and this world, and there was a big mystery behind it, and I even suffered through incredibly lousy fan translation at one point. That's the only problem I have with the manga online is that the fan translations sometimes get so bad, literally so bad, that I really can't stand them. I muscled through it, and it only lasted a couple chapters, but wow, they were like overly literally translating things. They were even translating what names meant. Like Kujaku, they were translating as, you know, peacock. It's like, really? I'm pretty sure you don't gotta do that. But, there you go. And, for some reason, Kieran's name was being pronounced as, or being translated as Chillin. I have no idea why. But there you go. So that happens. But I muscled through it, and it was pretty good. And a lot of people, for various reasons, don't like the ending. And to try to cover that without spoilers is kind of hard. Honestly, I just really don't think there was any other way that could have ended. I know some people thought it was rushed and didn't make a whole lot of sense. It does if you pay attention. But I've seen some really wild ideas of what supposedly happened there. And, I mean, things that are like, you know, oh, it looks like this happened here. It's like, no, it really doesn't. But, excuse me. Like I said, it's been a long day. But yeah, that's more or less how I got into the series, and I've reread it a few times, and it's still really solid. It holds up really well. And every time I start it again, when I get done and I get to that last chapter and I read the finale, I always just, you know, it's that feeling right there that in your chest, like, you know, this is something that was so good and you were so into it and you followed it and now it's done. And, you know, that just kind of gets you right there. And I still get that. Even though I've already read it through, like, you know, what was it, 3 times now? Working on a 4th. And it's still just, you know, sad to see it end. It really is one of my favorite series. Tied for number 1, so. But yeah, that's really how I got into that series, and I'd really recommend that people pick that up and read it. It's awesome, seriously. Who knows? Maybe somebody who does chapter reviews would pick it up and actually do like a chapter a week or something like that. It'd be pretty interesting too. You'd have a full 72 weeks, so a little over a year of chapters covered. You know, 76. Yep, 76, 52 weeks in a year. So yeah, about a year and a half of content right there. There you go. Get on it, someone. Oh, anyway. But yeah, I hope that answers that question, and I really do hope you guys go ahead and check that series out. I really do. It's awesome. And I'll say that much. It's awesome. So I will catch you guys later. See ya.